Quantities, we are learning the laws of servitude, of slavery. Interesting and fascinating. Imagine allowing slavery. So we learned yesterday that servitude, slavery in Jewish law, is when you stole something and you can't pay back the worth or the value of what you stole. So you sold into slavery, that the monies thereof, you're sold, by the way, by the court of law, that the monies thereof will then be given to the victim, and you've got to do your work. Got to be treated with kids' gloves. As we quoted yesterday, that if someone, that having a slave is like having a master, because if you are eating steak tonight, the master, guess who has to eat steak tonight too? The slave, the servant, has to also eat steak, right? You got a comfortable bed, they also have a comfortable bed. Another way
Rabbi,
that, yes,
I don't see Rambam on the screen.
because it's on. You
Oh,
see
okay.
me. And I didn't put it there yet because I'm talking.
Sorry, I came in late. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
not a problem. Not a problem. So, another way is that if you are so destitute that you don't even own the shirt on your back, you borrowed a shirt from somebody because you don't even have a shirt, then you could sell yourself into slavery as a result, but only in such a manner. Okay. That's some of the laws. Now let's go into and share the screen. So we could go further in chapter 4. Now, there is a Hebrew maidservant. Halacha number 1, chapter 4. Is a girl below the age of majority, in other words, under the age of 12, and she's sold by her father. And why would her father do that? Because her father cannot feed her, cannot maintain her. He's doing her a favor, right? He's doing her a favor by giving, it's like giving her off, right? Again, the way that she will be treated is, as we said, with kids' gloves, if you will, right? So the father can do that because he's destitute. He has no way to take care of her. When she manifests signs of physical, by the way, this is not something, I think we'll learn it here soon. This is not something that the sages promoted. It's not something that they wanted. They actually looked down at a father that would do that, right? That you're not capable of taking responsibility of your daughter, right? So it's looked down at. That being said, it's still a way that the daughter, who's, this 10-year-old girl, let's say, who is not being taken care of properly, right? The father's not meeting his responsibilities. So therefore, there's the opportunity or the capability or the possibility, at least, of her being given, sold into slavery by her father. Sounds crazy, but again, it's not a negative thing to actually, it's negative in the fact that the father's not taking responsibility, but as far as for her sake, the father's not doing a good job. He doesn't have a job, completely destitute. Right? Think about back in the day. Today we have a social web of a social network that will help in such cases. We're talking about where there is no such help. That's why this law is there, right? This is a biblical law. And the rabbinic law, they would have the social web that you wouldn't come to such a position, right? But that has nothing to do with learning Torah and the laws, right? Okay. So when she manifests signs of physical maturity after reaching 12 years old age and becomes a Naira, he does not have the right to sell her, even though he still has authority over her and may consecrate her to whomever he desires. Has to be with her, okay, but he could do that. So in other words, only until she is mature, which is the age of 12. After that, he can't sell her because then she becomes a person of her own right, which is interesting. Who would think of a 12-year-old girl being a person of their own right? But yeah, interesting. Even a girl who's already manifest physical signs and she is an islandess, meaning a woman that never manifests signs of female sexual maturity. Right? In other words, she's of age. She could be 20 years old, but she didn't develop. She didn't develop, right? And thus she's not fit to manifest physical sign of maturity. May be sold by her father as long as she is below majority. So only below majority, but once above majority, even if she doesn't have female maturity, he cannot.
So it's only physical maturity, immaturity, but not mental immaturity. So if she's mentally mature, but physically immature, does it apply in this case?
No. What's our reference point over here? What's the point over here? Only if what can the father, is the father have the right, to sell her or not? That's the question, right? So if she's of age and has the physical maturity, right? Then he doesn't have any right.
In other words, what I'm gathering from here is that if she's of age, but physically looks young.
Yes.
Right, for rather than 7. Or as long as she is below majority. And it says in below majority until it's expanded.
Right. So it's interesting. So here we're talking about the under the age of 20 because she doesn't have physical signs of maturity, right?
Because of the age. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Folks, we're going to just finish off this halacha because then I have to I have to go. Forgot. Neither a tumtum or an androgynous may be sold as a Hebrew servant nor as a Hebrew maidservant because they're people who have signs of both, and therefore they can't be in a category, which category they're supposed to be, and as a result, we got a problem. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot that I have a meeting now.